Okay, so this is a special edition of Your Questions, My Answers. This is the John Spoonamore edition. Stay tuned.
Anyway I can. Keep on rocking in the free world.
99 problems, but a mortgage ain't one.
Keep on rocking in the free world. Keep on rocking in the free world. Keep on rocking in the free world.
So we had a whole whack of really good questions. I'm pretty impressed, buddy. So let's go through them right now. John Spoonamore says, driver comfort. Do you have any fancy driver's seat options or planning to install any in the future? Things like lumbar, massage support, or heated seats? They already have lumbar support, man, but all the rest of that stuff, like, come on, man. This is a minimalist lifestyle. I don't think anybody needs any of that stuff. And the more electronics, the more power this and power that, the more things that can go wrong. I like to keep things simple. If I had my way, I would get rid of the fuel injection and put a carburetor in this. I would get rid of the power windows. I would put manual windows in. I like things simple. So hopefully that answers your question. They're comfortable, that's for sure. The seats are just fine. Future dashboard gauge updates. Bigger displays, go all digital, go all purple. Well, I mean, if you looked at my cockpit video I did a while ago, my dashboard's already been modified with the nice aluminum backplate. And that's about all I can see. I was gonna put a wood grain kit up there, but I decided no. I'll keep the wood to a minimum in here. I have a little bit of wood trim around the cabinets, some of the cabinets, and then aluminum around other parts of it, like around here and stuff. And I think it's a really nice contrast. It's not 70s where it's all wood, but it still has a little bit of that modern look. So, all right. Future backup camera, RV security cameras. Actually, I was this close to putting in a backup camera. We were gonna have it permanent install when I went and had my stereo done, but I decided not to because it's more of a gadget I'll never use. I used to drive. I took my driver's test when I was 16 years old in a Class A Winnebago. I have no problem backing something like this up. I don't need a camera. Any other upgrades for the driving area? Not really, man. Just gonna finish up the carpet up front, and that'll be that. Another question from John. Any plans to increase water storage so you don't have to refill as often? No. It's, I think 26, for US, it's 26 gallons. That's the way you guys measure it. The Explorers that had the permanent queen-size bed in the back had a slightly larger tank. I think it was 30 gallons. And anyways, it's just fine. It lasts me a week on average. If I have company over, especially girls with really long hair, and they take a shower, I can run out of water in a couple of days. But it's not a big deal. I mean, you can there's hoses everywhere, there's gas stations everywhere, you can get water. But what I am gonna do is work on the water collection system off the roof. So when it rains, which it does a lot in the fall and winter in Vancouver, I could be parked here on a rainy day and my tank would be filling up. So I'm gonna work on that for sure. Black tank, same thing, man. I'm not going to screw around with that stuff. I mean, it's all pretty packed in underneath there. I don't think there's any room to make a bigger tank. And I can manage that just well for a week to 2 weeks on the black tank before I have to dump it. So, boondocking. Is it against any codes in Vancouver to dump gray water onto city streets? First of all, boondocking means you're in the boondocks. I don't think it's appropriate when you're stealth camping, urban camping in a city to call it boondocking because you're not even in the boondocks. But anyways, that being said, is it against codes to dump gray water onto city streets? Well, most cities have codes against that. You're not even allowed technically to wash your car on city streets. In most cities that I've ever been to, they all have bylaws against things like that. Again, it's like, are they really going to come out and enforce it though if you're washing your car in your driveway and the water's pouring onto the street? You know, don't be stupid about it. It's not like I'm going to park on a busy street and go, hey everyone, look, and pull my tank. They don't know it's just shower water. It could be piss and they wouldn't know the difference. So obviously you're not going to be seen doing something like that. When it is pouring out rain though, I have dumped it sometimes. When I'm having a shower, it starts to fill up. I'm like, crap, I got to dump my tank and it's pouring rain out anyways. So what's the harm? Some soapy water out on the street, right? RV status monitoring systems. Any plans for installing using sensors for the following: tire pressure, tank temperatures, propane battery life. It said, I think you currently have analog sensors for some of these things. I've not gone back to review old videos. Well, these all come with the monitoring panels here to tell you your propane, water levels, all the rest of that, and battery, and that's just fine. I also have a battery meter to see my actual battery voltage. As far as the rest, why get more high tech, man? Even those don't work properly most of the time, so I don't want to get any more high tech than that. Yeah, again, you just stick to a regular schedule and you don't have to worry about it. Once a week dump, once a week fill up. I got time for a couple others in here, so let's go with Blacktop Boondocker. What is the hardest part about keeping some level of privacy and separating that from YouTube? Some people even white out the license plate when making a video. Is that even needed? What are your thoughts on this general subject? Honestly, I find that stupid. Your license plate is public. It's on a public street. Anybody can see it at any time. It's not like you white it out every time you park your car too, right? That's just dumb. But that's going a bit too far. But as far as everything else goes, well, you know, I mean, one thing I do is the videos are delayed. Quite often when I record a video and I say, look, I'm up here, or I'm doing this right now at this location, but it's actually a week ago when you guys see it on YouTube. So it's never actually in real time, so. Gary Green says, what do you think of the Road Trek Class B van? Well, dude, there's lots of Road Treks, just like there's 20 different Explorer models. Are you just talking in general, or? I don't mind Road Treks, I just think they're... Look, my goal was to get as much as I can fit into one parking space, a metered space, 21 feet maximum. Even 20 would have been a little bit better. And not look like a camper. You don't want to look like an RV, so Class C was out of the question. Class A obviously not going to happen. Road Trek cost about the same as an Explorer or Pleasureway, but don't give you as much space. And quite frankly, I don't like the floor plans in the Road Treks, and I don't think the build quality is anywhere as high as Explorer and Pleasureway. But that being said, they're nice vehicles, but to each their own, man. Colleen Ross says, question, is 112,000 miles on a 1998 Dodge Pleasureway excessive miles? It has a 318 engine. Is that a good engine with enough power for mountains, etc.? Some years back went to Yosemite. You need good strong motor and good working brake system on those inclines. 112,000 miles, I mean, what is that in kilometers? 170,000 kilometers? I mean, it's about mid. For a 98, if you get a good price on it, I wouldn't pass it up. I had an old 95, my old Dodge homemade van from years ago, and it went to 380,000 kilometers before it needed any major engine work. So it really depends more on how well they were maintained than the actual mileage on the odometer. That's what I've learned over the years. So they can go a long time. And you know, if you're getting a good enough deal, who gives a crap if the engine's going to go soon? And you replace the engine, you got another 10-15 years out of it, right? Yeah. All right, so that covers those questions. I know there are some more. Some of you guys were commenting, including some people on my Facebook page, facebook.com/JustinCredibleTV. I'm also taking questions there as well. I will get to you soon, I promise. Keep on rocking in the free world, everyone. Hey, so what do you think of van life?
Van life's fucking awesome.
Styrofoam boxes for the ozone layer. Got a man of the people, says keep hope alive. Got fuel to burn, got roads to drive. Keep on rocking in the free world. Keep on rocking in the free world. Keep